Hey everybody! Should be live. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm running the tech today, and I only sort of know what I'm doing.
You're
Before,
doing great.
Oh, come on, you've done plenty of trivia
yeah,
Yeah.
first time I
with
did
two
trivia,
people,
I
not
almost broke
five.
down in tears because of tech issues. So,
I mean, I was there, but
before we get going, of course, we would like to acknowledge that we are privileged to record this show on the unceded traditional Coast Salish lands, including the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to our bossmang, Taylor Ramone.
hello. Tonight, I am Bossmang. It occurred to me I ran an adventure in November, and then we took a really long break, and now I'm back. Luckily Stu handled the December ones, but I had the time to learn the Expanse RPG, so we're gonna give that a shot tonight. I'm very excited. I've been watching season 5 as soon as it comes out, and I love the Expanse. And tell all your pals to watch it, so we keep getting more Expanse. I know that next season is technically the end, but was it really the end? Who knows? And just maybe a warning, a heads up, I'm gonna try and avoid spoilers as much as possible tonight, but if you're not caught up between seasons 1 and 2, there might be a few things that get spoiled. Hopefully, we'll try and navigate around it, but I'm hoping if you're watching the Expanse RPG, or like us running it, that you're a huge fan. So with that,
the proto-molecule is named Grogu.
yeah.
Also, I feel
Damn
like
it, Eric. Huge spoiler.
What a twist.
if anyone here is a Dungeon
Yeah.
Punks listener, you've probably heard me tell my feelings about spoilers, which is I don't care for people that care about them. And if you had 4 years to watch The Expanse season 1, so suck it up.
Strong words.
Yeah, exactly.
Do everybody.
I always give people a grace period of about 2 weeks. And if I'm like,
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Everything's game after that. So
I just never
with
talk
that-
about anything, so I never spoil anything.
I feel like at that point, after 2 weeks, you have to take it upon yourself to stay off social media. I've definitely been in that situation where I have been late to the game, but I feel like it's up to me at that point.
Because I'm usually texting you at
You're usually
1 a.m. going, stay off the internet until you watch Mandalorian, please.
Don't go on Twitter, Joanna.
Yeah, that's my solution as well. Yeah, I watch The Mandalorian at 12:02.
Yeah, and then we all talk about it on Discord with. I don't know how to do the blanking out of dialogue, so I just keep my mouth shut.
It's 2 vertical lines on either
You can
side of
Google
what you're
it
talking
also.
about. Is how you do spoiler tags for everyone who wanted to know. Now
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
No problem.
So unlike Star Wars RPG, which is set in a long ago in a galaxy far away, we are traveling to the near future in a galaxy that is right fucking here. So if you're not familiar with the first 2 seasons of The Expanse, you got basically we're in our solar system, planets, the usual, etc. So I'm just gonna read a little paragraph here to set the scene, and then I'll have you guys introduce your characters. So you're all aboard the Dapple Express, a free trader ship.
Free taters. Is
from
free taters?
Free taters. A free tater ship. It houses potatoes all around the solar system. A free tato ship from Tycho to Ceres, carrying supplies and a small number of passengers. It is a very small ship, but it's pretty quick. Hence the name Dapple Express. And it's old and it's stubborn. But every one of you has booked passage on this freighter. For some reason, this cargo ship, because you couldn't get passage. You have your connections, but all the other ships are currently busing refugees around. So you got passage. You got lucky. You got passage on this tiny little ship, going to Ceres. That does usually haul things like taters and other sort of equipment and supplies and things like medical supplies and things back and forth. So I sort of asked everybody ahead of time. So we'll go through your characters, but I also asked everybody ahead of time why you would be traveling from Tycho to Ceres. And if you didn't think of it ahead of time, you're going to have to make it up. So can we get character introductions? Let's go with Joe first.
Okay, cool. So my character's name is Amelia Watney. She is a Martian, so she's actually part of the Navy, part of the Marine Corps. She's a private. She was given shore leave, a very small amount of shore leave, to go to Tycho to deal with her mom's funeral. So her mom died. She had to go to Tycho, deal with all the stuff because her mom was living there, so she had some belongings and things. And Amelia is her only next of kin, so she went and dealt with that. And now her ship, the Cassiopeia, is going to pick her up again from Ceres. The big Martian ships don't go to Tycho usually, so the big the Jupiter run destroyers go between Ceres and the outer planets. So she's going back to her ship, ending shore leave.
Cool, very cool.
Oh, and then anything about me that you need to know? Okay, so let me see. She's not really. She's a soldier. Martians are they don't look all that different from Earthers. They tend to be a little bit taller and thinner because of the gravity, but Amelia not so much. She's normal height. She's about 40, female presenting.
Yeah, that's worth noting that, Martians, because of gravity on Mars, it's slightly bigger than Earth. Martians can stand a little bit more pressure, gravity pressure. So when you're going into high G burns, you can stand it a little bit longer than an Earth or a Belter. So you guys are a little bit hardier from being on Mars. That all that red dust in your veins. Let's have Carmin go next.
Okay, I'm playing Alma Heder. He's a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints. And Taylor, I think you've mentioned this to me. I've only finished season 1. What's the status of where this adventure takes place? What's the status of the Nauvoo?
Nauvoo. It done got smashed into Venus.
That's right. Okay.
Sorry. It smashed the Eros asteroid into Venus, and it has now been taken over by the OPA.
Okay, so I have I was sent as part of a group from Earth. I'm an Earther to go to Tycho Station to deal with some of the fallout and some of the of us losing that ship. And now I'm making my way to Ceres on the orders of my elders to do more investigating, to see how this tragedy could have befallen us, and what's the next move.
Cool. So you're playing a space Mormon, essentially.
I'm playing a space Mormon.
Yeah.
He was born into the upper class, but he is a clergyman. So he's actually working for a living.
It does kind of sound like you're a space Mormon, troubleshooter.
Yeah.
Dion, go deal with this.
Yeah, I get sent to clean up messes.
Yeah, you're a cleaner.
All right, cool.
With no double meaning to that at all.
Mm-hmm. Weird. What could that mean? So we'll get Eric to go next. Introduce us to your character.
I'm excited because I 100% rolled randomly for everything on here. I'm a Martian, a suburban middle-class pilot by the name of Dorsun Corners. And the reason why I'm heading out to Ceres is because I was a former, basically the Mars equivalent to being a WestJet pilot. And I decided that there was nothing for me on Mars. And I up and left. And I got a friend on Ceres named Shirley, who's going to help set me up as a freelance pilot.
Cool.
So you're gonna do civilian tours of the belt? Is that what's gonna happen?
You know,
or
like
vacation stuff?
Just flying people around, flying what needs to be flown around, wherever the work is. I just wanna work for myself now, not for any major corporation. And my friend Shirley on Ceres will, I'm sure she'll come through.
Is her name Shirley? You jest?
Her name is no, her name is Shirley. You can't be on Ceres.
Shirley, you're not serious.
The actual reason why I named her Shirley was that awful pun.
That's good.
Yeah. And now we've wrecked it for you.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Now people know.
It gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last but not least, we have Popp.
Yeah, I am playing Matthew Owens. I'm an Earther. Just sort of off planet recently. I've come out to the belt looking for work. I'm a smart guy. I'm pretty good with tech. So it's something that is a skill that's always needed out here, and I intend to find a good job doing that. That's why I'm going to Ceres, and no other reason.
So everybody's looking for work or settling affairs.
Yeah, and
cleaning up messes.
Matthew's sort of a little on the taller side, like above 6 feet, dark hair, a charming smile, And he's probably chatting and making friends with everyone on this transport right now.
Yeah, that sounds not suspicious in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his name is definitely Matthew Owens.
Matthew Owens. Oh, I think we forgot to mention back when Carmin was describing his character that we modeled him after Timothy Olyphant in Fargo, the last season of Fargo. So if you haven't seen that, that's basically what that character looks like. So
with a better jacket, let's be frank.
Interesting. I am Timothy Oliphant from Justified as an appearance. Eric,
God,
which Timothy Oliphant are you?
Versions of Timothy Oliphant. Yeah. Eric, are you Timothy Oliphant from what's that show with the
Santa Clarita Diet?
Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah. Very more zombie show.
Yes, that's right, folks. We're no longer the Expanse. We're the Oliphants. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just addressing the Oliphant in the room, but and then Joe's just Timothy Oliphant in a wig.
Yeah, from The Mandalorian.
Looking gorgeous. Yeah. Obviously, the Oliphantiverse. Okay, so you're onboarding to the Dapple Express. And what you see is, a pretty rusty-looking kind of old junker of a ship. But you've heard that she's reliable, especially her captain, Captain Arthenia Banks. Is known as like a pretty reliable, free trade merchant, and experienced pilot. So you get in there and it's really, it's not exactly set up to be like a nice fancy transport ship because they're mostly holidators. But you do find your way, you find your way through the airlock and you take, I drew the map and I will send it to you guys.
Ooh.
But for right now.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I drew a little map. So I will send you the little map of the ship.
Okay.
Because it'll come in handy. I just scribbled it. So you walk through the airlock and you get to like this sort of mid corridor of the ship, and you can see, rows of ship supplies, crew lockers, suits, environment suits and things like this. You see on the outside of the ship, like when you came by and you're passing the window or whatever, you're seeing like these big pontoons sort of on the outside that are filled with cargo, but the inside is relatively small. So you get through the airlock, to your right you have through the corridor, you can kind of peek down there. You could see, some what you assume to be like crew quarters or passenger quarters. And you walk past a couple people on your way into the ship. You see a extremely what would the word, not sour faced, but she's giving you all a look over as you're onboarding. A really tall woman in a a fairly young woman, but she's actually wearing she's wearing old Martian Marine the power suit. But it's not quite like a new model of a power suit. It looks like a bit of a cobbled together, like first generation model power suit. She's kind of eyeing you all up and down on the ship. And you see the captain, who everybody sort of knows from Tycho Station. Earthenia Banks is watching everybody come in, taking a sip of coffee. She's she's from Mars, so she's a little bit on the taller side, but she's got melanated skin, she's got locks, and she means business. So she's just kind of keeping an eye on you guys. What would you like to do? Would you like to go right to your crew quarters?
Does the individual wearing the first generation power armor, do they have a rank displayed?
No rank.
Okay. All right.
So this
well,
seems
I will
to be largely a Martian run ship.
You notice there are some belters. They're kind of helping load some of your cargo on the ship, as well as a few other passengers that you are not acquainted with. So everybody's unloading, and they're kind of helping. So you see somebody with belter tattoos on him. He's helping load the ship, as well as there's a couple belters helping you load stuff into the ship, like a man and a woman. You can tell by their tattoos. So it's a kind of a Martian / belter ship.
Okay. The belters, their tattoos, are any of them like OPA related?
No, just general, regular sort of tattoo markings. None of them like scream OPA or any sort of specific faction or anything like this. They seem to just be people who are, affiliated or working on this ship.
Okay. I'm just gonna help them and chat about sports and stuff, basically.
Space sports. Chat about sports.
So I actually dropped the sketch of the Dapple Express into the chat there. So yeah, everybody's unloading. As you guys are unloading, you also notice a couple other people coming on board the ship. You got 2 twin belters coming on the ship. Martian woman, wearing a 10-gallon hat. You see a smallish woman with large glasses and a what you would consider a scientist sort of coat. You see a guy just wearing regular overalls. It looks like a bit of a rough and tumble belter man, and you see a tall, slender person wearing stylish rags is the best way to put it, and they're coming on the ship as well, and they're finding their way in, and the other people helping on the ship are helping them get sort of acquainted and settled and shown around and things like this.
Well, I will give a nod to the captain and the whoever that is in power armor, because that's kind of cool. And if it looks like there's help required with loading cargo, then I will help. And if not, then I'll head to the mess. I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, sure. The captain gives you a nod back, and she signs something to the person wearing the power armor, and they sign something back. And you see just like a few words here or there, and then, or a few signs here or there, and then they carry on, sort of helping with some of the person in the power armor actually starts helping load some of the stuff to just like move it along. Get everybody unloaded.
Okay.
Yeah, I think once everything's loaded, I'll just take my like go bag into wherever the like passenger quarters are, make sure that's stowed, and then head to the mess.
Sure. When you actually get into the quarters, you see they're very, makeshift. Some of them are recently installed sort of bunk beds. There's not a lot of privacy necessarily in these quarters. It's kind of just one big room that's sort of sectioned off into different sort of bunk beds. And they have straps so you can strap yourself in for maneuvers and hygiene, things like this. But I mean, with the cargo ship, you're not typically doing a lot of like fancy quick maneuvering, but you see the sort of standard stuff in there. So you find it yourself a good bunk.
Yeah. Do we have lockers?
Yeah, you have lockers, and they were sort of at the entrance of the ship.
Okay.
Where they are.
Yeah,
locked, yes.
I will.
So there's
I will store my like big bag there, and then take like a small, just like carry on that I can keep with me. Just have like my wallet and stuff in that.
Yeah, when you get to the crew quarters, you also see the two twin belters. They're kind of talking to each other in Lang Belta, and and they're speaking to each other sort of quietly, sitting on a bunk adjacent to the room. You see, and then you see the sort of rough and tumble dude. He's just getting cozy already. He's climbing all the way in there, and
What
taking a rest.
What are the belters saying?
They're talking in Lang Belta. So, do you speak
Belter
Belter
I do.
Creole?
Okay.
He's a smart guy. He's tending to
he's
live out
very-
here. Yeah.
So they're speaking like deep dialect Belta, not just a few kopangs here or there sort of thing. They're kind of hush talking to each other. They're just kind of talking about, mumbling about like what they're gonna do when they get to series, and if they they're sort of coming from Palace, and they're sort of talking about meeting up with somebody there, but you're not quite sure who they're talking about, or who they're supposed to be meeting up with, or anything like that.
But Palace, they said?
Yeah, they're originally from Palace Station. And that Palace is like far out mining, like it's rough out there. So you kind of gathered that they're both miners. Like MINERS, from Palace Station.
Okay. Yeah, without like making it look like I was listening to them, I'm just gonna, grab a bunk, throw my coat on the bunk to be like, this is one I'm taking, I guess, and then head down to the mess.
Yeah. What are the Elder and Dorsun doing?
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to the crew quarters, or I guess the passenger quarters, and scope out like a good bunk. It doesn't have to be fancy. Maybe even like somewhere like like near like a wall or something. And then I'll stick some effects on it to sort of claim it as mine. And then I'll make my way to the mess too.
Sure. Okay.
I
Is Dorsun doing anything? Grabbing a bunk?
grabbing a bunk, heading to the mess. Maybe,
Yep.
you know, getting some food, having a snack.
Getting some
Some
food.
potatoes, some various states of potato.
Very. So there's like, so you get to mess, and there's definitely like tater tots, there's curly fries,
Nice.
there's waffle fries, there's chips, there's baked potatoes, scalloped potatoes. Am I missing any kind of gratin potatoes?
Mm.
Oh, on Mars, there's
Potatoes.
only
What
3
other
things to
yeah.
do with potatoes.
don't
Boil,
wanna know what
mash,
the third one
stick them in a
is.
stew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get to the mess, and this is kind of like a bit of a large area, and you notice when you walk in, everybody's kind of eyeing each other up because you're gonna be stuck together for a little while.
Yeah, how long is
And
this trip
this-
from Tycho to Ceres?
Oh God. Okay. I mean, in the real universe, I don't know, but
No, but like how long is it gonna take
in the
us?
made up
Yeah.
I'm the GM universe,
Yeah.
it's gonna take you like a week
Okay, cool.
to get there. Yeah. So when actually the Mormon filler walks in, there's the lady in the 10-gallon hat goes, my, we got one of them Mormons on here. What you doing on here? You here to go in a series to have a little fun? Doing a rumspringa or whatever y'all call it?
I think you have us mistaken with the Amish, which I'm not sure exist this far in the future, but
Space Amish. Oh yeah, yeah, you're the ones with the magic pajamas.
I'll laugh and give her a friendly smile and say, "There's lots of misconceptions about the church. I'm just simply visiting some friends in Ceres."
Oh, I see. My name's Marvina Martina. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Didn't be so rude, sir.
No, not at all. And I'll shake her hand and say, "It's a pleasure meeting you. Have you been with this ship long?"
Oh, I'm just a passenger on here. She uses her oh god, hand terminal, and she like zaps you her profile, and her profile has like, it's basically like a business card, and it's it's got her picture on it, and it's like casino and gambling equipment.
There's a
And,
picture
like,
of her with
and they
a
have, like-
fish.
Yeah, like fish, so she, yeah. I know you Mormons don't partake, but if you know a guy knows a guy who likes sinning, you know where to
Like
go.
sinning.
I'm the best. I'm the best gambling equipment specialist this side of the belt.
Well, if Ceres' reputation is to be believed, you'll find lots of opportunity there, I'm sure. And I'll look at her, what she sent me on the tablet pad,
Hand
It's called
terminal?
hand terminal.
hand terminal. There we go.
Ham terminal.
Ham terminal.
Good with
Yeah,
potatoes.
it's shaped like a pig. And she's actually gonna send it to everybody who's in the room, who's got their hand terminals ready. So you hear like a bunch of bleep bloops go off.
Oh. God, spammers. Awesome.
Well, yeah, like I said, sometimes you know a guy who knows a guy who, every planet in the system needs a bit of entertainment, if you know what I'm saying. And she like marches over to like the food station and grabs herself a pile of tater tots, and she sits down with everybody, and she's very chatty, so she's like ready to just start talking with everybody on the station. She's a business. You know this gal means business. She's got connections all over the system.
I'm guessing the mess is pretty
So
small,
she's just
right?
Yeah, I mean, Matthew's definitely going to talk to her. Chat her
yeah,
up.
like a crazy. There's like maybe like two, three. Yeah, you guys have a great conversation about the intricacies of gambling equipment, and the industry. And she starts talking about, she's just transporting equipment. She's hoping to get, upgrade some of the stuff in the system to something a little bit newer. Get people more excited.
Yeah,
especially after the whole everything with the Ganymede attack and arrows slamming to Venus. Morale's generally been low, so she's looking
of course,
for
that was
a
crazy.
bit of a capitalizing.
If you need someone to help
Sorry?
with the software end of things, I can absolutely help with that. It's sort of my specialty. That's why I'm out here.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and you feel like the ship is left, and like you're on your way, as everybody's in the mess. Another person you notice in the mess is just like a quiet woman. She's sipping some tea. She's again maybe the opposite of Marvina. She's just kind of keeping to herself and reading her hand terminal, and when the transport starts, she looks a little bit startled.
I take a seat where I can. I'd like to think that I can probably recognize Dorsun as a fellow Martian, so I come up beside him and I say, "Is this seat taken? Can I sit here?"
Yeah, sure.
Right,
Go for it.
myself.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Why are you heading out to Ceres?
Oh, just finding work, making a new start. That's me. Dorsun Corners, new starter. How about yourself?
You new started a few times, or?
No, this is the first new start. Grew up, did my thing, did my job. Tired of it. Heading off to, not so greener pastures, but pastures nonetheless.
Green is overrated.
Yeah, you get it. You get it.
Red is the only color for you.
What's
Well, you guys are. Oh, sorry. I was gonna. You can go.
Oh, I was just gonna say. What's your? Oh, actually, what I'd like to do is I would like to make a. I would like to roll. I want to do. What do you think would be the best way to sort of like best type of roll to sort of size Amelia up? Would that be a perception roll or like? Because I mean,
perception sounds right with that one. Yeah.
Because my assumption is like Amelia, your posture is impeccable.
Probably pretty military. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I will roll perception just to size up Amelia. That is 10.
Okay, so this is the first roll of the game, and
let's figure this out.
Rolled a 10.
There were no doubles on the numbers.
Hold on, no doubles.
So no
and
stunts.
What did you get on your drama dice? Did you pick a drama die?
Yes, I did. It's bright red. It's just a 1.
Okay, so I would say that this is pretty easy. So you pass. You can kind of see that. Based on her posture, based on the way she was like eyeing up that person in the power suit, that she, you've known military people, you could probably, in your line of work, it's fairly easy to gauge that she's somehow affiliated with the Martian military.
Cool. So you serve?
Yep. Heading back to ship out in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Nice
Actually, you know what? I'm kind of pleased to be around non-military folks for just a little while, though. It's kind of a nice break. I'm very proud to be part of the MMC, but it's they're a bit intense sometimes, so it's nice to see some civilians.
Yeah, I hear you.
While you guys are chatting, this person wearing fancy rags is going to come and interrupt you. And they go, "Oh my god, did you just say that you're military? Like Martian military? I have to find out all about that. That sounds so intense. Can you tell me about what it's like being in the Martian military, growing up on Mars, knowing that, it won't be terraformed for generations. What is that struggle? What is that strife in your life? And just like gets all up in your girl and starts asking you really like personal questions.
So I'm assuming this lady is white.
This person is not a lady or a man. They're like, we're using gender neutral pronouns for this person, and they're not white.
Oh.
Okay.
Just somebody who's maybe very entitled, generally.
Right. Well, you know what? It really isn't as interesting as you're thinking it is. We just do what we need to do, and, great people plant trees knowing they'll never sit in their shade. So we're just doing our part. And actually, I was having a conversation with this gentleman right here, so if you wouldn't mind...
Oh, I'm sorry. I should introduce myself. I don't mean to be rude. My name is... What is their name? I have so many great names. My name is Filigreus Lee. I'm an artist. So I'm traveling the galaxy to learn from others and experience their suffering to really give gravitas and true meaning to my art.
I'm gonna roll a persuasion roll.
Sorry, what was her name or their name again?
Filigreus? Filigreus Ree? Was that what it was? Okay.
Filigreus.
That's pretty amazing.
They're from Earth, and they have like a snooty Earth name, which if you notice in the show, a lot of these like Earth officials have these like weirdly complicated names that have maybe spawned in the last 200 years, but they're a little bit, they're like a name that almost sounds like a name but fancier and like with 8 syllables. Yeah. So they're Filigreus is their first name and Lee is their last name.
Lee.
Okay. Lee. I'm gonna roll a persuasion roll. As I speak to them.
Yes. Is this like a contested roll? Like you're rolling against something on them?
I just kind of want to get them to, in a friendly way, convince them that perhaps probing into somebody's business is not really a polite thing to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make this actually a little bit difficult for you because they are strangely feel like they're entitled to people and learning on them. So go ahead and roll and add any modifiers that you would have to that.
Team and 1 on the drama die.
Sorry, what was it?
14.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you convinced them. They don't have like a high willpower necessarily. So yeah, you against their willpower, you've outrolled them and the test.
So I'll just say
had a +1 to that. So yeah, you weren't gonna beat them with that 14. So yeah, what do you say to convince them that this is another damn business? And
I say, listen, Filigrana, listen, I've been to Earth. I have friends who went to Emily Carr. I know
some local humor for you all.
I know people. I know people in East Van. It's fun. I get it, right? I get it. But people who serve in the military, then sometimes they don't like to talk about it. They got their own world. Best let them say stuff on their own time. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Oh, and you've got like an interesting energy. You're right. I'll, if sorry, what's your character's name?
Dorsun Corners.
Joe?
Oh, Joe.
Oh, Amelia. Amelia.
Amelia. If I guess, they don't know your name. But
yeah,
if she wants to come to me later, I would love to hear any of her stories of growing up on Mars and being in the Martian in the Marine Corps. But for now, I will bid you adieu, because maybe there's some other people here who want to regale me with their stories of their lives.
Yeah, I think there's a.
And then they piss off.
There's a well-dressed person over there, and I point to Alma.
Yeah. I'm
They stroll over to Alma.
I'm sitting there minding my own business, sipping some orange juice and staring at or reading a sort of a local's guide to series.
Oh, are you new to series? Never been outside of Earth, I'm guessing?
I'll look up at them and I'll say what led you to believe that, and sort of like tilt the book so that it's facing her. And I'll say it with a smile.
Mm. Yeah, I understand. Not everybody's knows the intricacies of the universe quite as you know quite as well as others. But I've been to series once or twice in my travels. If you want to, you should follow along with me. I'll help you out if you have any questions.
Oh,
Only thing I ask in return is sorry. Only thing I ask in return is you tell me a bit about your life and a bit about what makes you sad, what gives you pain.
well, there's not much to tell, really. I grew up in Ogden, Utah, on Earth, and I've been to a few stations and bodies in the solar system, but I haven't been to
You
Ceres
maybe
yet.
Yeah, you've maybe been to like Luna before,
Hmm.
but like you probably aren't overly traveled.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, yeah, but there's a bunch of people living on Luna, so maybe you're going back and forth or something like that.
Yeah. And as for the other stuff, I there's not really much to tell. What are you doing heading to Ceres?
I'm going there to find my way into the deep underbelly and really get into the grit like a regular belter and just learn about what it means to be an oppressed belter working in an oppressive system, where they don't get to have autonomy and their own and blah blah blah. And they just start rambling on
Hmm.
about a bunch of artsy fartsy stuff. I say this as an artsy fartsy person, so it's fine.
I'll humor
So,
them and have like a genuine conversation with this person.
so Bossman,
Great.
I would like
Bossmang,
to just
yes.
sort of read the room, and see if, like, just getting this person to leave the mess would ingratiate me to everyone else.
Sure,
Just bouncing this poor
yeah.
soul.
Like, that'd be an empathy roll.
Rid of them.
Sure, yeah, let's use empathy.
All right.
I mean, either that or it'd be like, is empathy under communication?
Empathy's under perception.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I would say maybe this would be communication because you're using your words to try and unless you're
No, I'm just trying to like read the
somehow
situation, like
emotionally
see if people are like staring and like getting annoyed by this person. I will then later
sure, yeah, that
use
would
a
be a
communication
perception
to...
roll.
Okay, cool. I got a 17 with a 6 on the drama
yeah.
dice.
Okay, I'm gonna get you to roll again. Sorry. So you got a 17 total and a what on your drama dice?
6.
Wow.
Oh shit. Okay,
A
yeah,
really
you get the read of the room. You could tell that the Martians are maybe annoyed by this person, but that Alma is genuinely having just like a really nice conversation with them. They, I think that a lot of times, people of the church just want to have a conversation. They just want to talk to people, get to know them, and eventually maybe get them to join the Church of Latter-day Saints. But the first way of doing that is just having a nice, pleasant conversation. They're very nice people.
Besides, usually people avoid the Church of the Latter-day Saints in this world, right? Didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
it's rare.
No offense to Alma, but I have no interest in ingratiating myself with them. But I'd like to get to know these Martians better.
And then, you don't really see. I would say you don't really see Marvina really paying any attention. She's all about herself, so she's just fucking jibber jabbering on. And then you see like another woman who's just kind of like sitting there sipping her tea and like using her hand terminal and just maybe reading something on there, like a book or whatever.
Yeah, basically what I would like to do, I'm going to pitch this as like a communications deception thing, is to be walking past the conversation with a like cup of coffee, and feel like maybe I don't have my space legs yet. Do a little stumble, do a little spill of coffee onto Filigreus's lap. So that they maybe have to go and get out of their coffee-stained clothes.
Very smooth.
I mean, they are wearing fancy rags. So, can you roll for that sneaky coffee spill?
Sure can.
Your clumsy coffee spill?
That is going to be 15.
Yep.
With 4 on the drama dice.
Yeah, you managed to make a pretty convincing go of this. This ruse, this bit of coffee ruse. So yeah, you accomplish that. You definitely get a bit spilt on their fancy rags, and they go, "Oh my, I'm gonna have to change out of this right away and apply some soda water and you know how much this cost? You wouldn't know." And then they like storm off a little bit to the quarters.
Yeah, make the like barest effort to be like, with like a napkin before they leave, and then as soon as they're gone and like out of earshot, I like fully roll my eyes and like do a motion of like, good, like thank God they're fucking gone kind of thing, towards the Martians who clearly looked annoyed, you know.
Yeah,
Lucky,
I will raise my teacup towards you.
Yeah.
And I'll fill up my coffee again, refill my coffee, and go sit with the Martians.
Yeah. Well played.
Well, you know, some people just get on your nerves, I guess. Matt Owens, nice to meet you. And, you know, shake hands with them.
Yeah.
I
Amelia
remember
Watney.
handshakes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dorsun corners.
While you're introducing yourself to these Martians, all the lights flicker on the Dabble Express, and it goes pitch black. You can't see anything. There's no auxiliary lighting coming on quite yet, and you hear a bit of rustling in the dark. It's pitch space black in there. This happens for about a minute.
Can I turn a flashlight on my hand terminal? Like turn the light on that?
Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah, sure.
Do I see anything out of the ordinary with that light?
Yeah, why don't you give me a perception check?
Sure. That's going to be 13. With 2 on the old drama dice.
Yeah, that's gonna be that you did not succeed. You are looking around, but you're not quite sure what you're looking for. You don't really see anything too out of the ordinary, except for everybody sort of panicked and talking and going like, "What's going on? Why is the lights out?" And then you see the lights flicker back on. Or the auxiliary lighting flickers back on. And you see, when you look around the room, plain as day, you can all see it bathed in this red light, that the woman who was drinking her tea at the table, reading a book, is on the floor.
Like not moving on the floor?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to go over and see.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah.
I'm not a medic or anything, but if there's anything I can do to help.
Yeah, is anybody...
Actually, I'll start...
I am a medic.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Good.
I mean, it doesn't... It's funny because it doesn't... I've been reading about what that actually means, and it's like, I'm not entirely sure how this... I mean, it helps a little bit, but my can't do much, to be honest. Like,
Grab someone from the
But it-
actual, like from the flight crew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can grab somebody from the flight crew.
I've said
Actually,
okay.
somebody from the flight crew. Actually, the captain. You hear like footsteps coming, down the corridor only because they're coming to check on everybody in the crew quarters and things like this.
Okay, I head out to find them and say, "Hey, we got a situation in there. We got someone on the ground."
I guess she would have been falling. She wouldn't be in the ground. She'd maybe be like her boots would be stuck to the ground. She might be floating a little bit. But she's passed out. She's like gone. So you grab. Actually, you notice it's the captain. Is everybody else okay?
Yeah, it seems to be.
Oh, okay. I'll come in and I'll check this out. Does anybody here a medic? I haven't. We don't usually have passengers, so we don't usually have a medic.
Yeah,
We don't
I'm
usually have need for a medic.
I'm a medic in the MMC, so I can do what I can, but I don't have too many supplies here. Do you have a? Let me just check her out. What's wrong with her?
You want to roll a perception check?
Okay.
Would say, or intelligence maybe. What stat do you think you would use to like her assess what medical state she's in? Would that be her intelligence maybe?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
medicine falls under intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Medicine and science
So
fall under intelligence.
Let's use your intelligence roll. So I'll add whatever to that.
Okay, so I got 13 with a 2 on the drama die.
Okay, so you do pass. You do kind of get you get kind of sort of like you can see only what's going on from the outside. And this woman is dead. She's definitely super dead, but you don't really notice any blood, strangulation marks. You just sort of see that her eyes are bloodshot, and there was like maybe a bit of foaming at the mouth, or drool coming out of her mouth. But she's dead. She had a heart attack. She died, as far as you know.
As far as I can tell. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna look
as
up.
far as you can tell, there are some like strange things about that. Like obviously, you wouldn't just have a heart attack; you'd be grasping at your chest. But for all you know, her heart stopped and she's dead.
Okay. Well, I'll look up at the captain and say, well, you have one dead passenger here. I can't tell really how, but it looks like she suddenly expired when the lights went out. Heart attack, maybe? I don't know what her history is. Anybody traveling with this woman?
No, nobody responds. And then the captain goes, oh, she was a scientist from Ganymede. I have no idea what she was transporting. As far as I know, just some data and samples. That's all the information I sort of have on her. And she looks up in her hand. Her name was Iris Tenichi. Ganymede biologist. Yeah, she was a refugee, going to Ceres. I don't have too much other info on her.
Well, do you have any sort of morgue where we can put her? I mean,
let's maybe put her into our first aid area and cover her up with a blanket or something until we get to Ceres. And I don't know how I'm going to explain this once I get there.
I put a hand on the captain's shoulder. It's all right. It's okay. It wasn't. We were a whole bunch of witnesses here. Nothing on this ship contributed to, as far as we can tell.
Is there like a?
I don't want the reputation of this ship being damaged by some random lady having a heart attack. I mean, obviously being a refugee is stressful, or things like this.
Is there a jar around or something that I can put her tea into? Even if it might be like.
I mean, it's in
around.
a cup.
Yeah, I want to like at least cover it so it doesn't go like sloshing around somehow.
Okay, yeah, take her tea and you cover it up.
I don't. I don't mean to sound a little callous, but any way we could store her in someplace a little more cold? I mean, this trip is going to be a week long.
That's
I mean,
true.
we do have some cold storage upstairs with the potatoes and other vegetables. We could maybe find some space for her where she won't spoil anything.
Well, do you have
And
a...
spoil herself.
Yeah. I mean, just in case it might be something else. You got maybe even like a bag or something you can put her in?
We will find something. And then she gets on her hand terminal and she signs something on her hand terminal, and you see somebody, the other girl, the younger girl in the armor, sign something back, and then you can hear them coming down this way, and I guess they're gonna I guess they're gonna help get the body somewhere cold in the meantime. But as you are doing this with the auxiliary power, the ship, you can't really tell, but it's not really moving too quickly. Maybe Dorsun would be able to tell that you guys aren't currently flying too quick with your experience as a pilot. But you start to... The captain gets a call on her hand terminal. Oh yeah, Bossman, we got some we got a ship approaching.
Can I make a piloting roll?
Yeah.
Because my guess is that based on the gravity that I'm feeling, I'd be able to tell what's like sort of not necessarily how fast we're going, but if we're going like unusually slow. And that is a 5. So that is a 14. That is a 15 with a 4 on the drama die.
Okay, yeah, you're able to sense that the ship is slowly coming to a stop.
Okay, so it's not an engine, it's not a mechanical problem then. It is decelerating on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know, you can't tell if it's a problem of like a technical right now, but you start to hear some scrambling, I guess, from the crew. The captain goes, "Oh shit, what's it now?" and then starts running to the cockpit. And then you see the person with the armor trying to get the body and pick them up. And then you see the other belter person rushing to the back of the ship, and you see everybody sort of scrambling in a panic.
Oh, okay. And does anybody else notice this?
Yeah, you can see, okay. On the way to the engine, you see the guy's like, "Everybody out of my way, I gotta get to the engine, everybody move."
I'll stand clear away.
I want to
my
get
back to like a
next to
wall.
Amelia. I want to hand her the like tea that I've procured, and ask her if she has any if she's got any like medical gear that could test for poisons.
No, I'm a field medic. I'm not a research doctor. I'm more like
test for poisons in the
if
field.
you have a broken... No, I don't have anything like that. Maybe they have a medical station on this ship, though, if they've got some equipment.
They said they had a med bay.
Yeah,
they have like a first aid bay. Like, there's not like extensive medical equipment.
This is Matthew being a bit of a dumb earther, because this would absolutely be something you'd have in a field kit on Earth where there are poisonous animals, but not what you would have in a field kit anywhere else.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah. Okay, so are you going to head towards where? Are you going to try and find the first aid station?
I don't know. Matthew, do you think that? I mean,
they might.
It's. Do you think her tea might have been poisoned? Is this what you think could have been murdered?
I mean, she had a bit of foam around the mouth.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go. See
I say to Amelia before you leave, it just said, keep your eyes open. Something's something's up.
My eyes are never not open, sir.
Okay, just something's up. Some
I don't sleep ever.
Nope, never.
something's hinky.
Oh, okay, all right. 10-4. Yeah, I'll see if I can follow the people who are taking her body. No, they're taking her to cold storage. Now I'm gonna see if I can find a med bay.
I want to try and make my way towards the towards the bridge to overhear. I want to overhear what's going on because it sounds like they said there was another ship appeared.
Yes. So you're gonna make your way up to the cockpit?
Yeah.
Operations area? Okay. As you pass by the crew quarters, you see that like the people that were hanging out in there are starting to rouse, and they head to everybody sort of like gathers in the mess area. There, none of the other people that were in there are like necessarily like rushing to the cockpit like you are. So you rush to the cockpit and you see the XO and the captain having XO/pilot, so second officer, like a Belter woman. They're having a bit of an argument. You can understand it. Like, pirates this close to the shipping lanes? What would they want with us? We're not carrying anything important. We're just carrying potatoes and supplies. And the other woman goes, "Of course they want something from us. They want something from everybody. They are smuggling into the outer planets. They're pirates. What do you think that they want?" And then she says, "But I can't go anywhere. The engines they're not firing. Juan's down there trying to fix what's going on, but right now we are just sitting ducks out here." Hey, Elder, what are you looking at? Can you help us with any of this?
What are you looking at?
I'm not certain. I don't know much about engines.
Get out of the way! Get back into the mess. Hang out with where everybody else is.
Yeah, I'll make my way to the mess.
Yeah. And that's
Well,
does anyone want to hear like a speech? I can give a speech.
Yeah.
A calming speech.
Well, Amelia and I
So,
are heading towards this or first aid bay.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be walking behind Amelia and kind of just in my bag, as long as there's no one else like in this particular corridor. I just want to quickly assemble the ceramic pistol that I have in my bag.
All right.
Nice.
But just leave it in
Cool.
there. Which I think is probably something Matthew has practiced.
Can
Is
I
he a
see if I can
prepper?
hear
Oh,
this happening?
What's that?
Can I hear this? Can I hear this happening?
It probably just looks like me rummaging, or sounds like me rummaging through a bag, but I think we could do a opposed like deception.
I mean, the
Yeah.
sound of a weapon being assembled is probably pretty specific, actually.
Yeah, I would think.
All right, I'm gonna do a perception roll then.
Okay, I'll do a deception roll.
I didn't roll very well. I got I got 10 with a 6 on the drama die. I don't know why the drama die matters or what that means, but
Okay, I got 21 with a 5 on the drama
boy.
die.
okay.
Wow. So the drama die, just so like everybody's watching, so we can kind of like give a rundown. So when you are rolling in this game, you have 3 d6s, and you pick one of these d6s to be your drama die. And the drama die does certain things, like if you're rolling, the higher you get on the drama die determines how successful you are. So usually I don't have too many dice sets that are too similar, so you just kind of have to pick a similar color. So you pick one that's the drama die, and not a dromedary, but a drama die, and then that's what it determines how successful you are, or like in a tiebreaker situation.
So
who rolled
it's like
higher on their drama die.
the total of the 3 dice determines if you are successful or not, and then the drama die determines how successful if you are successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. So I just glance over my shoulder, see you rustling through a bag, and keep going. Yeah.
Okay. So, actually, before you leave the cockpit, because I told you to get lost,
Mm-hmm.
you hear Juan calling on the hand terminal, or he's calling from his hand terminal to like their main viewer screen, and he goes, Bossmang, I need to restart the whole engine from start to finish. Like, I have to reset the whole thing to get this going. It looks like it has been sabotaged. I have to restart the whole thing to get to reboot the whole software system. I don't know. Yeah. Basically, somebody sabotaged it, and the only way to get going is to, like, basically what you would do, like, clear
Reboot.
browser cache and restart it, reboot it, unplug it, and plug it back in again.
Huh. All right, so there's people sabotaging engines and like killing scientists,
And some pirates, maybe?
and some pirates
And
are
some
here. That's too coincidental.
It's a lot of things.
That's a lot of things happening all at once. But you know what we should do? We should take a break.
We can absolutely take a break.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pirates and murders and engines, oh my. Sabotage, oh my.
Gosh.
Yeah, we will be right back as of 10 minutes from now. I will click on the be right back button. See you soon. And we're back. We are back, everybody, for the second half of this episode of The Expanse.
Second half.
Calling this What the Expanse?
Part 2 of 1 of the
What the
Expanse.
Expanse?
You know what
What
we
the
didn't do
bell?
at the top
What
of this
the-
episode? We didn't do our Let's Quest. Means we're all gonna die now.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That
no.
spells doom.
Yeah. We're all gonna die in the
we
cold
did steal
vastness
that
of
from
space.
Harmon Quest.
Oh, did we? I have seen it, so it must have been
I
living
stole-
in my brain somewhere.
Yeah, they go before they start. Let's Quest. Also, Harmon Quest, great show. If anybody
Yeah.
wants to use this animated cartoon over our live streaming, go for it. Though we don't own the rights to Expanse or anything like that, but maybe you can tweet at
Yet.
James S.A. Corey, the man that is 2 men, and maybe they can get permission that way.
Yes. We could call
They
it.
have blessed the game, so
Sure.
anything could happen.
Just change just enough to make it not match up with their specific branding. Like, say it's The Expanse.
Yeah.
The Expanse.
Or 2 eggs in some trousers called the Eggs Pants.
Yeah.
Eggs Pants. The Eggs Pants RPG.
And we are from the planets Orth and Mers.
Yeah. And there's also
Don't
bolters.
forget the bolt.
And there's the
Yeah.
the bolters. And
And
they're
the
part of the organization, the EPA, the Exterior Planets Alliance.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Environmental Protection
think-
Agency.
Yeah.
Do you think the most popular dish on Tycho Station is the bagel, egg, lettuce, and tomato?
Belt?
I was just about to make that joke, Taylor.
I mean, it took a while for you to get out, but it was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad one of us was gonna make that joke, Carmin.
Yeah.
But now everybody knows our dark secret where we share the same mind.
I think the
Yeah.
bagels on
Tim
your own are
Hortons.
better because of the water, but
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say too, if you're enjoying the Expanse RPG and you're enjoying what the quest, we do have a coffee account, so we're still looking for donations to help us with our funding of web hosting, which apparently costs money.
Yeah.
I
Who'da
didn't
thunk
know
it?
that.
I mean, what the quest? Ugh.
A quest.
What the quest? In capitalist society, you can exchange money for goods and services. So
I don't
that's
believe
handy.
you.
If you want to keep the lights on or help us keep the lights on our website, and we appreciate the coffee. Let's just say.
Copy.
Let's continue with our murder, sabotage, pirate,
Poisoning.
ship in space, poisoning
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on right now.
There is just a lot. We learned a lot in the last 2 minutes before we broke.
See, it's great storytelling. It's slow and it builds to everything crashing at once. I
It's
mean,
mid-season finale.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
So you'll come back.
a denouement.
I mean, as James S.A.
Oh,
Corey
good.
told us, it sounds like you're doing some information control here, too.
Oh.
Yes.
He who controls the information controls the spice? I don't know. The water on series. Wait, that's Dune. Never mind. Wrong series. Haha.
But right series.
Okay.
Mm?
Yeah. So, there's some stuff happening.
Yeah. There's some stuff.
Alma knows only about the sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
We got Amelia. We got Matthew. They're dealing with a potential poisoning of a lady.
And we don't know anything about
maybe
pirates
with-
or sabotage. We just know about this.
And there might be pirates coming to get you. Also, there's you saw a belter run into the back of the ship, presumably to see what's going on with the engine. Alma knows the most information about that. And then everybody is gathering in the mess right now. The body of the... And you guys are heading to the med bay, just to recap. So it's just, everybody's gathered pretty much in one place. Minus Alma and you two heading to the med bay.
Is there any sign of the twin belters and the rough and tumble foot person?
Yeah, they're headed to the mess as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass by you as you're heading to the first aid area.
Cool.
Dorsun, you're still in the mess. Would you like to do anything?
It's a good question.
Mind your
what-
dwarfs and corners.
What have I now? I haven't heard the word pirates, so I don't know, or have I? Like, was that loud enough
I thought we heard it
for people in the mess?
on the call to the captain.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Or at least that there was a ship approaching, not necessarily that it was
Yeah.
pirates.
Yeah, you heard there was a ship approaching.
okay.
And you saw a skinny belter run past you towards the engine on the ship.
Engine. I gotta find the soldier.
Okay, the soldier is...
like Amelia.
The
I mean,
soldier is... Oh, Amelia. I was going to say, like, there's another soldier on here, the Martian Marine. There are two Martian Marines, but... Because I was going to say, the Martian Marine has stowed the body and is back and heading as quickly as they can in their power armor to the cockpit. So, you're going to go find Amelia? So you
yeah,
guys are
just
in
like it's like that's a
If we're
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That power armor.
Are there lots of defenders on this ship? Like, or is there just the person in power armor?
Well, okay, so there's like...
Hey.
This is a cargo ship, but they're not obviously... they're not gonna have heavy guns or anything. They're gonna have probably a couple things to protect themselves in case I don't know, if they need to blast something apart or whatever. So they have got rudimentary ship guns and things like this. You're not sure why there's somebody there in that heavy power armor. In the older model power armor, but you can tell that they work on the ship in some capacity. And they sign in sign language, and they're heading to the front of the ship. That's kind of the only person that they're probably heading to go, man the guns or help them form a defense or something like that. So.
Yeah. Well then in that, I'll stay in the mess then and try and calm everyone down.
Okay. While you're still in the mess, and then we'll switch back to what's happening in the first aid station. The skinny belter guy. And you saw rush to the back of the engine. You hear like a scream. And
Sorry,
he...
get out of here.
And it's Millie. No, it's the cat.
Basically.
Her name's Millie?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. We'll send cat pics for coffee. No, just kidding. What the quest? All cat channel all the time.
It's just a
That's what
cat
the people want.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. Live cat streaming. So yeah, you hear a scream, and then you hear him fall. I guess you hear like a thud, and then you hear nothing for like a couple seconds, and then you hear him sort of get up, like, and you can hear some shuffling towards where the mess is, and he pokes his head into the mess, and he looks at all of you, and he goes, "Can anybody lend me a hand?" And you look at his hand, and it's all like burnt.
Oh.
And he's like, or both of his hands, sorry. Both of his hands got burnt, or whatever was happening. He's like, I need a couple of people to help me reset the ship controls. However, I don't have hands at the moment, and I am in a great deal of pain, so we need to do this quick. There's pirates approaching. We need to get this reset. I need 2 people to volunteer to come help me restart the engine.
Well, I don't know much about engines, but I'll certainly help. And I guess everyone else is in the med base. I'll grab Mervina.
Yeah, Mervina, she's like, hell yeah, let's get this bucket of junk going. And she follows you to the engine room, where this dude just got fried. So you guys are brave. You guys are brave folks heading into like God knows what. But good job. So
Exactly,
let's switch over
Taylor. Heading into God knows what. That's why Alma's not afraid.
Yeah. Let's head to the med bay. Let's just call it the med bay for now, but it's essentially like a first aid station. What are you guys doing there?
Well, what is there? What do we
Cup of
got?
tea.
Like, what?
Okay. You got some, basic, I would say, like, you got your sort of basic stuff. You got some maybe, like, sealant for wounds. Something that would help fix that up a little bit quicker. The Expanse doesn't really go into what they have medical technology.
I know. I did a lot of looking into what it would mean to be a medic, and it's pretty unclear.
Yeah. Okay. So it has, like, some basic stuff. This isn't a place you're going to go get therapy, like some sort of radiotherapy or surgery or whatever. Like, this is, like, to patch up if you got, like, a cut. Mm-hmm. Or, you burned your hands like that one guy. This doesn't have like a crazy ton of equipment. It maybe has some like basic like testing materials, but I don't think it would have like necessarily like a poison reading kit or like anti-venoms or anything like that on here.
I can't imagine they'd have anti-venoms. I feel like they might have something because they might have like testing if someone overdosed on something or like got hit with too much of the like juice during like a high G maneuver or something from one of the crash
G
coaches.
juice.
Yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. Is there anything like that? Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say since Stu improved that there could be and justified it well enough, I think that there is.
Cool.
Okay. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna make the assumption that it would be like an intelligence check to figure out how to use that material in the way that we want to use it.
Sure. Yeah, let's do an intelligence.
All right, let's take a look at this stuff.
Is there a way to help someone in the Expanse? I don't think I saw anything like that.
Carmin, is there a way to help somebody in the Expanse?
Assist
Not in the game, in the show. I want to help them so bad. Yeah. They're in trouble sometimes.
There definitely is. I was reading this not this afternoon, and I just don't remember where it is.
Is it in the quick
ability
start?
tests.
The people in the show are fine. They've got Amos, so
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
don't we do it this way? I will have you're gonna roll the intelligence test, Amelia.
Yeah.
So let's say Matthew can add his intelligence modifier to that by helping you out.
okay, sure.
Okay,
I have a
cool.
3.
So you will add.
Wow,
Okay, yeah.
You're a lot
So-
smarter than me. I'm a grunt. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, I rolled really well. I got a 14 with a 4 on the drama die. I mean, that's really well for me. Oh, no, that's not even adding the 18. 18 plus a 4 on the drama die.
Okay, and then plus Matthew's 4, you said?
No, that includes that.
Oh, okay, yeah. That passes then.
Great.
I was gonna say, if you rolled 14, you'd be screwed. You wouldn't know any of this equipment. And
14
but yeah,
before
with the plus,
yeah.
yeah. So Matthew's helping you out. How do you help Amelia out with this equipment?
I think I maybe know more about this equipment than you might expect from a person. And I just, yeah, I'll know my way around detecting poisons.
Okay. I don't
Alright,
ask any questions about
Yeah.
that.
Probably just playing it off like,
Alright.
oh, I recognize this like technology or whatever. And say something about rattlesnakes back home.
Hey, listen, I don't like people asking me questions about my life. I'm not going to ask you questions about yours.
And
Matthew just kind of laughs and
with
says,
them?
"Oh, I'm an open book."
Sure.
yeah. Dorsun, and you're with them.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the bay with them? Are you just watching them do this, or what you
I
up
mean, I don't want to get in the way. I just want to be near a soldier if shit's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but the last
to? So
thing
you're
I want to
sticking
do is
really close to Amelia.
I'm just like, hey, I'm here. I'll do what I can. I'm just here to help.
Sure. Sounds
Okay.
good. Extra pairs of hands.
As
are
you're
always
trying to
helpful.
use this equipment, you also feel the ship shake a little bit. Not like you've been hit, but maybe something ran past the ship, just shaking it, like caused a little bit of force past the ship. You're able to use these materials to determine that there is something in this tea that could kill a guy or a gal or a person.
Wow.
Kill anyone.
Those are some good instincts
Kill
there,
anyone,
Matthew.
really.
Are we able to identify it enough that like it's something we could look for, or is it just like too vague? But it's still good to know if someone's poisoned. But
Yeah, I don't think you would know exactly what to look for. It doesn't, like, you would be able to tell that whatever they dosed it with, it was definitely lethal, like, but I don't think you would know exactly the constitution and makeup, and like it wouldn't be able to run like a breakdown chemical analysis necessarily of the substance, but he would know that it is like, do not ingest. You know.
yeah, it's probably just like a danger strip or like something you shake and it changes
Yeah.
the color.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Danger strip. Danger strip turns red.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we gotta look for a poison in someone's stuff.
Wow. So a murder on board. Well, we should tell the captain. But what was that? What's
Sure.
going
Maybe
on
when we know a
outside?
little
I
more,
felt
we
like
can
a-
tell the captain.
All right. What was the shaking that I just felt out there?
Was
I
that
feel like-
was that like shaking as in like another ship going by?
Why don't you roll a roll for that?
Well, so for that, what do you think? Your call, Bossmang. Piloting to know
I'm
about the
gonna
feel
go
of ships, or sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say I would use your perception or your intelligence for that.
Well, I would definitely use my intelligence then for that. Cool. Well, I don't have any. Yeah, I have no relevant focus, so I'm not going to add anything there. But I got a +3, so I got 8 and 9, 10, 11. I got 12. Okay. Also, I got 1 on the drama die, and then 2 4s.
Well, that means you
Oh,
get
so
stuck.
you get to
you could use a stunt.
stunt point.
But I don't think that's. I don't think it's like a knowledge stunt. Like
Knowledge? It's
Yeah,
exploration.
Plus, admittedly, you didn't. Oh, sorry. What did you roll? A 14?
I rolled a total of 12.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you did not pass the test, and
Okay.
so I'm gonna add 1 to the what's it called? There's a concept in the game where you are the churn, and I get to bank points in the churn. And once I hit 10, I can make things happen. So you know what? I should have been keeping track of this, but I think we are at. Let's go with 5.
And is that every time a roll happens, or is that every time someone fails a test?
I think it's there's a list of things that.
You should definitely add 1 more
do.
because I did succeed on an ability check with a 6 on the drama die at one point.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. So the churn. I get to add stuff to churn when the character succeeds on an ability test with a 6 or higher in the drama die. So we got 1 at least. And I think there was maybe another one. So we got 2. When a character spends 4 or more stunt points to perform a stunt, characters successfully overcome an encounter or a hazard. The character spends fortune points to alter a die. Don't forget, you do have your fortune points if you do want to fix. You can spend those to top up your dice roll. So you would if you want to spend 1, you can top that up. Eric, if you want to spend a fortune point and top up your dice roll for that check, you would be able to pass. On the drama die, it would cost twice as much. And character spends fortune points to alter a dice roll, or the characters complete a section of the adventure.
Okay, so I can.
So that's when I get to add to the churn. So I'm gonna actually go with, we have, let's say 3 right now.
So if I spend
keep track of that. Yep.
If I spend a fortune, I can pass that test.
Yep, if you want.
Okay. I would like to
I
spend
get
one
to
of.
mark a churn point.
Excellent. I would love to spend a fortune point.
Okay.
And I will.
Sorry, we're still
You have to
figuring out the
spend-
mechanics of these
You
games.
have to spend the number of fortune points to get your dice up to the number you need. So
Oh.
you're changing that
two-
1 to a 4, I think is what you'd need. Because you need to bump it up by 3, so you'd have to spend 4 fortune.
Oh, spend 4 fortune.
But you have like 15, so
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he rolled a 12. He would need to get a 13 to pass that, so he only needs to spend 1 fortune point. Because he doesn't need to go up to a 6 on the one
sorry.
die. He would only need to. I think that's how it works.
You
right,
need to
Carmin?
spend 2 then. if
You need to. What you need to do is you need to, when you want to succeed on a test, you actually need to like change the face of the die in order to succeed. So what did you roll, Eric?
Rolled 2 4s, a 1, and then I had a +3. So it's a total of 12. And so I need to change the face of one of the dice.
Yeah, so you need to change the 1 to a 2, so you would need to spend 2 fortune points.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Unless that's your drama die, and then in which case you have to spend twice as many.
it was the
That's
So you
right.
have to spend 4.
It was the drama,
Yeah.
so it is 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, done. Yeah,
Okay.
I spent 4.
Great. You now know exactly what that feeling is with your many years of experience piloting. Somebody just shot a warning shot across the hall.
Wow.
Hey. So I let the others know. So that was a warning shot. We're being shot at.
Okay. I feel like there's more important places to be right now than here in this medbay probably.
Yeah. Anybody?
I'm going to
Hey, I'll take the
I-
Martian Marines' word for it.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I want to grab some stuff out of this med bay. I want to grab
Sure.
some of that wound sealant and some of the maybe if they've got like minor painkillers, that those kind of pharmaceuticals that seem to be sort of everywhere.
And they
I
would have
wanna
like
grab them.
gauze and things like that too.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about filling
Yeah.
my pockets with this stuff. And
Sure, yeah, you raid the first aid station.
cool.
Maybe worth taking a
Yes.
scalpel.
Sure. Hey, I have, yeah, I got stuff like that. I don't know. Let's head towards any activity. If we head back out into the corridor, can I hear anything coming from any direction?
You can tell the residual lighting that, I mean, there's kind of action sort of happening at the one end of the ship and the other end of the ship. So you could either go to the operations center, to the cockpit and the operations center, where they're dealing with a lot of shit right now, or you could head back to the mess where sort of everybody is congregating, and then at the back of the ship there's some engineering stuff about to happen. So you're not 100% sure.
Yeah, I feel like
you don't know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's either engines or operations
Well,
is kind of your choice.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on, so I'm going to go to ops then.
Okay.
I'm going to split up. I'm going to go to the passenger quarters.
Okay.
And first, just check
what do
if
you
they're
do?
empty.
What do you?
Are they empty?
Yep.
I'm going to take this time to quickly go through everyone's stuff.
All right. We're gonna pause for now because we're gonna go back to the engineering area where Alma is, and we are gonna do an advanced skill check situation.
Ooh. Exciting.
Advanced.
So advanced.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an advanced test here, and this is the sort of first one. There's in the Expanse, there's the basic, there's the opposed. The basic is rolling to do stuff. Opposed is going against another player character or an NPC. Advanced has a time limit.
Cool.
So, I'm going to pick a test threshold. Done. I'm going to. Okay. So, do you understand how this works, Carmin?
Yes.
You're gonna roll, and the drama die points. You're told the number of drama die points are required to complete. Each success adds to the drama die and success threshold. So you're gonna roll, and whether you pass or fail, the drama die on the passes gets added to completing a part of the task. So you are trying to reset the engine. You are going to have to coordinate with Martina. So you guys are going to press the same things at the same time. You have a success threshold of 10. And you are going to roll until you beat that. And so we approximately have, I think that is, what's the time frame of each of this? It's gonna take you 2 minutes to complete each test.
Okay.
So it's the longer it takes to pass, the more danger that the ship will be in because the pirates are approaching.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates.
So Juana's giving you instructions.
I know.
Yeah.
Pirates. Yeah. Dread Captain Millie's on the approach.
He just wants to be part of the fun.
So let's give this a shot and let's see how this goes.
All right. So what test am I making?
Oh boy.
What stat am I using?
Let's say you're gonna use your dex.
Yeah. Okay.
Or willpower. Let's go with those.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with my dex because despite being a an orator, my willpower is actually lower than my dex. So
Yeah.
here we go. I'm gonna roll these bones.
And Martina's gonna roll, or Marvina's gonna roll with you, and she's
Mhm.
gonna try and succeed at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, what did you get?
I got a 14.
And what did you get in your drama die?
A 5.
Okay, so you've completed one test.
Excellent. And I've contributed
And
5 towards the threshold.
yes,
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, not bad.
yeah. And Marvina passes well. She got it's a 15.
Hmm. Nice.
So let's do one more roll. Let's see if we can get that number up to. Oof.
All right. I swear I'm rolling these numbers here. I got what is that? I got a 16 with 6 on the drama die.
Ooh. But that does increase the churn.
Okay, so you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Eh.
Churn.
There we go.
Marvina doesn't pass this roll.
No.
So she's not she's not complete, but you are
Mhm.
on this challenge. So you're done, but she needs to do one more and to pass this. So you and Juan are both like, "Come on, Marvina. You got it." Do you say anything to encourage her?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my communication to what is this? Inspire. If friends are within sight of me and I'm conscious, my allies my allies gain +1 to all willpower tests. I don't know if that helps her.
Yep, let's try it.
All right, here we go. Ooh. Maybe she can't hear me over the din of these engines. I got a 5, 6, 7, 8.
She's not feeling particularly inspired by your speech. Oh, yikes.
What
She doesn't pass again.
No, she's
what
falling apart.
would she have passed if I inspired her?
No.
Okay, all right.
She's not rolling very well.
Oh no.
Marvina yells out and goes, "Can you come over here and help me? I don't think I'm getting this."
Sure. And I'll come over
There's
and
too
I'll.
many buttons to push over here. It's not my specialty. Even though I'm gambling and stuff. Not enough bright lights and colors.
Her 10-gallon
Yeah,
hat.
I'm used to pulling one lever.
Yeah. And it doesn't say. So you're gonna roll this next test for her because she's not doing a very good job. She's buckling under pressure.
I gently escort her to the side, and I oh, look at this. 9, 10, 14. 14 with 4 on the drama die.
Nice. You have completed this test. You hear a loud whoosh and a power down noise, and then a woo 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 woo, and the ship woo 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 woo. That's my spaceship.
Perfect
That's the best.
Foley.
That's the
Perfect.
best spaceship
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the engine starts again, and you hear the captain on the like an overhead speaker. Way to go, Juan! We're gonna get out of there. We gotta flip and burn. And the lights go back on in the ship. Everything seems to be operational again. And then one comes out of the engine area and goes, I think I need a medic. But I guess you guys all have to get strapped in because you're gonna do a flip and you're gonna do a burn. So everybody back to strap yourselves in your closest seat or cot or something like this. And these
Trays
guys are
up.
gonna... Yeah, stow your tray tables. And these guys are going to try and get the hell away from these pirates.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Before that happens, do I have time to have searched the passenger area?
you were interrupted in the middle of it.
Okay.
You have to strap yourself, everybody else.
Well, luckily I am in the bunks. I can strap myself into a bunk.
Amelia
Mm-hmm.
and Dorsun, you've made it to the operations center, and the captain goes, "Quickly, you idiots! Strap yourself in! We gotta go! Get away from these pirates!"
All right, I do so.
So,
Close
I
this.
absolutely do.
Okay. They flip, they burn, and they get out of there. You hear from the EXO that the pirates are in pursuit, and they are not taking no for an answer. So what the captain instructs the EXO to do is, or the pilot, she goes, "Honey, I'm gonna need you to try and hide us somewhere." And they find a magnetic shadow behind like a nearby asteroid that they know about. Old free traders trick, and they outrun these guys enough to get past them and sneak their way. They're behind the magnetic field of this asteroid to block their signal. So you guys are out of the flip and burn. As soon as you're out, people from the mess area start heading back into the quarters to find Matthew in there all by his lonesome. The captain and EXO, they ask Amelia and Dorsun, "What are you doing up here? We need you guys to stay out of the operation center."
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm just up here to tell you that you have a murderer on board. That woman who died in the mess was killed. That was not an accident. So thought I should pass that information along.
No. Wait. Stay here. What do you mean, murdered?
Well, just what I said. She was poisoned.
Poisoned? How do you think that there's other poison? Like how was she poisoned?
It looks like her tea.
Okay, so somebody slipped something into her tea, or do you think all the water on here is poisoned?
Well, no, I had some tea, so I'm fine.
Okay, so
yeah. So I mean, you got somebody on board who's dangerous.
Okay, well, we're not going anywhere until we figure out who's up to no good on the ship. We're staying right here. And we have to wait out the pirates anyway, so let's stay here and try and figure out who this murderer is, and I'll space him myself.
I don't doubt it.
I saw stylish rags in the vents. Seems sus to me.
Stylish rags. You're just calling them stylish rags.
Stylish rags. Are you so the captain goes to both of you. Who was in the mess with you when she was murdered? Do you have any people that seem more suspect than others?
I feel like there were a lot of passengers in the mess. I don't know. What's your complement of people on board? How many people do you have on board? How many passengers do you have on board? I assume you trust your crew.
Well, I trust my crew. This is my wife, and the one in power armor is my daughter. So Juan is just, he's been with us for years. Of course, I trust all of them. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 of you on board right now. And she can, since you came to her about the murder, she figures you're probably not the murderer. So she sends actually both of
First
you,
mistake.
the crew. She sends you guys the crew, all the people. Sorry, not the crew, but
The manifest?
the profiles of
manifest?
everybody's on board. Here, you can take a look yourself and see if any of these characters stand out to you.
Any chance Amelia does Matthew the solid of mentioning he helped figure this out so as not to be suspected?
Well, I will look at the list in front of me and say, well, I've met a few of these, this, obviously Dorsun here, and Matthew seems like a stand-up fella. I don't really know this religious individual, and everybody else I don't really know. I mean, if you want, I can start quietly doing some investigating. It's not really, I don't know, it's not really what I'm good at, but I can give it a shot if you want. If you need help.
I mean, you're a true Martian. I suspect you'll do a better, as good of a job as any, having a Martian Marine on board. Are you going to? You know what? I'm going to make sure that everybody stays down in the mess. I don't want anybody running around the ship or anything, because it does look like the according to our engineer that the engines were sabotaged.
A murder and a sabotage. Huh.
Somebody wanted to slow us down, and somebody didn't want that biologist getting off the ship. So, I'm going to trust you, Martian to Martian, to help me figure out who deserves to go out the airlock.
All right, I'll try not to get drunk on that amount of power.
It's a heady cocktail, that power.
It is. Whew.
There's a bunch of people in the crew or in the passenger area. I would not like to be here. I would like to go find Amelia, who I remember went up to Ops, so I'll head that direction.
Okay. What are Dorsun and let's go with Alma. Alma, what are you doing now that you've helped repair the ship?
Yeah, so I assume I'm strapped into my chair and I unbuckle once we've settled. And I'm gonna go over to Juan and say, we gotta get you to sick bay. Where's your medical area?
We just have a first aid area over here. And he shows you where the first aid area is, and I guess you help him over there. That's very nice of you.
Yeah. I want to ask him also, what you said the engine was sabotaged. What made you think that?
I was locked out of the programming. I couldn't restart it on my own. It zapped me. It looked like it had been tampered with. I should have been able to get into the system easily to restart the engine, but it looks like somebody was trying to slow us down. I'm not sure. Maybe it was for the pirates. Maybe something else. I'm not sure.
Did you let anyone into that engine room before we left Tycho Station?
But the lights were out. No, but the lights were out. I mean, somebody could have done something while we were on Tycho. We were there, loading up supplies and our cargo, and somebody could have come in and messed with everything. We wouldn't know.
Poor operational security.
I did my usual run through pre-flight, and everything appeared to be normal. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll help him bandage up his hands. I don't know much about medicine, but if he points to things, I can apply salves.
burn spray and
Yeah.
I don't know, tilapia wraps.
Sure.
Sure. They've fixed the technology by then. You just get, anti-burn wraps or something like that.
Yeah.
So. And yeah, so I guess you guys are all kind of probably congregating near the center of the ship.
Yeah, I mean,
wanna
after I
go-
help, yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
Okay, sure. Yeah, after I help Juan out, I'll make my way back to I'll actually make my way to the captain or no, I guess Juan already told. I guess I'll just go back to the crew area and make sure all my stuff didn't like get jostled,
Get stolen by someone?
get stolen by someone, some Martian.
So yeah, you I guess you guys, I'm just trying to get you all to congregate in one area. So you guys are sort of maybe as you're heading into the crew area, as you are heading to meet Amelia, as Amelia's heading back to the mess with Dorsun, you all guys all sort of meet near the airlock where the lockers are, and there's not really anybody else around. And what do you say to each other? Does anybody want to relay any information?
Yeah, I'll like wave everybody down who isn't already with me. I mean Matthew specifically. I don't really know Alma very well, so I'm gonna waving Matthew over.
Okay.
So we've got a passenger manifest here, and the captain has asked that we take a look at who might have been responsible for this woman's death. Volunteered to help out.
Yeah, can you send that to my terminal?
Yeah, sure. Drink. I'll toss it across. Yeah.
the big swipe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big swipe.
Yeah, I'd want to go through that. First, I'd want to see if there's what information there's about the woman who was killed. About
maybe through her stuff,
Iris.
or take a look at what she was actually doing here. Why someone might want to kill her.
After that, just sort of generally look at everyone's. Probably paying a little more of an eye to the belters, because I am biased.
Racist.
That's a word that you can use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beltist.
I would say that you do see these two twins often conversing in hushed tones toward each other, so that does seem a bit sus. And then you sort of see this other guy who's a bit of a loner. You haven't really interacted with him, but what you can tell from the manifest that she sent you, so you know that these two Belter miners are from Palace Station. They are twins named Mirikatia and Axili. You can see that the Martian businesswoman Marvina Martina, she's transporting on the ship right now that you are on. She's transporting her equipment to Ceres. Nothing that you don't already know about her, because she's fucking loud and will tell everybody. You see a profile for the biologist Iris Tanichi. She was transporting herself, and she was transporting data and biological samples. So that is still in the cargo area. You see the loner guy is named Duck Ewing. He's a dock worker who was working on the outer planets, and when they got attacked, he decided to head for greener pastures. So he's working near in the Jovian system on the docks, the shipbuilding and stuff docks out there, just as like a rudimentary worker. And yeah, he's probably heading back to places that are not being attacked randomly. And then you see that the profile for the person wearing the fancy rags, Filigreus Lee, is in artist from Earth. They just kind of have, they don't really have too much with them. They're kind of like a bohemian type person. So they just have like their clothes and stuff, and they're not like transporting any equipment. They're just bringing themselves on there. You can also see all of your own profiles through there.
I would like to see just quickly a quick thing, like a quick Google to see if I can find information about Filigreus. I feel like if they're an artist, they might have something like a website.
A Patreon.
There's something I want to do when I'm alone. Well, I'll keep that for a minute. Is there anything like sus that stands out here? Could I make an investigation check of some kind?
Yeah, I think that's going to be an investigation check to see if there's...
Yes, she's helping.
Helping with those rolls. Yeah, I'm gonna say investigation check would do okay. But yeah, you're kind of checking out their like presence, I guess. Like what information there is sort of out there and what people sort of know about them. I mean, they do seem to be like this bohemian hippie type person, so they might not be like a very technologically inclined person, but you can definitely look that up.
Yeah, that one I just want to Google just to see if that like checks out. On the other people though, I'm kind of looking to see if there's any sort of markers of like falsification, anything that would stand out like that.
Okay, so those are going to be separate rolls. So let's roll to see if Filigreus Lee is the person that you think they are, or they say they are. So give them a roll.
Ooh, okay, I can stunt on this. I've got an 18.
Okay.
Stunted. How many stunt points do you get? There's 6s or the twins.
You get as many as the drama die.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is also a 6. So it's also a 6 on the drama die.
Ooh.
Wow.
And I know there. Sorry, I have had it up here. The investigation stunts.
I had it too.
Can you do more than one stunt in a round?
Yeah, I think you can do as many as you have points to spend.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Stunting. I would love to have a breakthrough here, which is 5. And then I'll do an aha, which I just gained an additional useful fact about the object of my test.
Cool. Okay, so for your cursory Google search, you find some of their works online. You find some like sculptures and paintings, and they kind of do mixed media, whatever, using traditional methods and sketches and things like this of like types of stuff. Like they appeared to be Ganymede when after it was attacked and destroyed, and it's being rebuilt, and they're in slums on Mars and other like stations around and things like this, and they're really trying to just capture the human suffering. But what you'll also find out with those roles is that Filigreus Lee was never always called Filigreus Lee. You also find out that they often were called Philip Lee, and Philip Lee did have a life before they became Filigreus the artist. They're sort of seen, you kind of find that Philip Lee went to like a bunch of, fancy, ritzy art academies on Earth, and like, they like hobnobbed and like the aristocracy on Earth. They're definitely like an entitled rich kid who decided that slumming it was more authentic. So they changed their name and they adopted this bohemian lifestyle, but they're extremely privileged. They come from an extremely privileged background. Yeah. And then you see like maybe some photos on a profile of them with other folks, and you see them, sort of. What do these stunts give you? Sorry, let's go back to the 2 stunts that you had.
yeah,
I don't want to give you too much information, but not enough.
So, GM reveals a useful fact about the object per SP. So 1 useful fact, so I spent 1 SP stamp point on this, which will give me a +1 to my next test following up on this lead. And then breakthrough, you not only gain information in the form of incontrovertible truth, but you reduce the total number of leads on the path by 1. So I'm like, and I'm jumping to a further point in the investigation immediately. And then that says,
Wow.
You could, okay.
I should note that my profession is investigator.
Yeah, I'm glad I came to you. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a soldier. Do it for me, please.
Do you notice in these photos and things of Bill Lee that after they're like, after high school, their fancy private high school, that they interned at the Mao Kawasaki, one of the institutes there because of a connections. He went to fancy art school with one of his daughters. So there's a bit of a connection there in some way.
How much do we as people in the world know about the Mao situation at this point?
I don't think that's out quite yet. So you just kind of see.
Is
that
it known
they,
to the UN? Does the UN know about it?
Well, they know about the protomolecule, and the protomolecule crashed into Venus, and there is Ganymede, and there are children missing from Ganymede, but nobody's gone to Io yet. So I don't think they know about that connection. You wouldn't know about that connection. You would just see that's maybe interesting information that this person has crazy high connections in. Like, that would be a significant connection. Because they kind of have their hands in a lot of different industries and things like this. They're very powerful people.
Okay. Does their... I will take note of that. I think we should go check Iris's stuff, and maybe while we're there, also check Philigrius's belongings.
Are you guys all going together? Are you saying this to everybody else?
I'll at least saying it to Amelia.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm certainly coming along.
I want a leg breaker with me,
Yeah.
I will bring my leg breaking stick.
And I guess if everyone else is here, it's kind of in this like confined space, kind of hard to keep it a secret. So I'm just bring them into the confidence of it. Under like the guise at least of like, hey, we need people to help with this investigation. I'm just a smart regular guy.
You're so suspicious.
Yeah, I'm just
obviously not.
If these guys are like talking in a corner,
I don't want to like. Since everyone's here, like I'm not gonna like just pull Amelia aside. That'd be suspicious. So bring it up with everybody.
Don't be too sus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If these guys are like talking amongst themselves, I will actually approach them and say, howdy folks, my name's Alma, Alma Heder. Are you you look like you're a soldier, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Martian Marine.
And I'm assuming you're taking up the lead in figuring out what's going on this ship.
Well, I'm just trying to help out the captain. Really, she asked me to help out, and I I believe that we can. She's got a lot on her plate. It seems like, so we can we're You're gonna head this up. You it looks like you're I'm assuming that you went into the engine, right? So are you looking like a mess right now?
Yeah, I'm probably not looking my best. I'm probably very
Yeah.
damp.
Probably-
I imagine engine rooms
Yeah.
are sweaty and hot.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with you. You're looking sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to you? I feel like you were a little more put together the last time I saw you.
Yeah, well, nothing a shower won't fix once we reach Ceres. But about that, the main engineer has a sneaking suspicion that his workplace was sabotaged. I asked him if it was just simple malfunction, but he seems to be convinced that he was locked out of his own system, and that might be some information that you can work with. That there's also a saboteur aboard.
Wow. Does he have any suspicions as to who it could have been?
I couldn't get much more out of him. He doesn't seem to have any idea. I asked him if there were people who could have gone into his engine room, and he seems convinced that there weren't.
I feel like someone could have got in there when
Also,
those
his
lights
hands
went
are
off.
burnt to shit. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned the lights being off could have been a perfect opportunity.
Or back at Tycho Station. Yeah, we did talk about that. So there's all sorts of opportunities that where this ship could have been sabotaged. I'm telling y'all, sabotage.
Well, you say sabotage. I say sabotage.
It's funny. I say sabotage. So yeah, well, it's more than just sabotage. It looks like the tea lady was murdered.
I thought as much. I don't touch the stuff myself, but from what I understand, people don't just keel over after drinking it.
Tea. Yeah, usually not. Well, you seem like somebody who's got their head on their shoulders. Why don't you help out?
Beat standing around waiting for pirates.
Yeah, we could use another set of arms on a crowbar here. Let's head to the lockers. Keep an eye out for Rags and the twins.
Yeah, just
Currently my
anybody
top suspect.
generally.
Rags and the twins.
Suspects on the twins is because
Yeah.
two things needed to happen when the lights were out, if that's when it happened, and it might have needed two people. To
Right,
poison
so,
and to sabotage.
In the mess when we were when the lights did go out, were both of the twins in there? Do I remember?
No, they were. So in the mess, there was Marvina.
Right.
There was Iris, the dearly departed, and then there was Filigreus, who did get shushed away. Like coffee got spilled on them and they left.
Right.
So that happened. So they were not in the mess. They were and then they weren't.
But it was very shortly.
And then
yeah.
the twins were in the crew quarters, as was Duck taking a nap.
Okay, so in the room with us, there was just the four of us, and Iris and Marvina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the poison.
Yeah, poison.
It would be weird for the lights to go out and then the poison be put in the tea, and then have her take a sip of the tea and then have it kill her instantly. So,
although the timing was pretty nuts, like having somebody pass out in the 1 minute where the lights went out.
Precise. I mean, it was pretty. What do we know about the poison?
Nothing.
We just know. All we know is that there was like a deadly substance in the tea. The equipment here isn't good enough to.
Right. So we don't know how fast acting it is, or.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been something that, like the fright caused it to,
Yeah.
It was damaging her heart in some way, and then the fright added a thing,
Mm-hmm.
Do I remember
someone could have known how long it was going to take, and
yeah, I feel like
that's what I'm thinking. I feel like there's some precision involved in this.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. I mean, feel like it wasn't like a blunt force
And could have
instrument.
used it as a distraction for extra time, like if they needed after the lights came back on to get
Right.
somewhere else.
For the engine, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like this definitely feels like a more than one person job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it was anyone that was in the with it. I mean, unless one of you is the killer. I don't suspect Marvina, but I mean, obviously anyone is a suspect, but she's not high on my list at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. According, are there any other connections between any of the suspects other than the twins?
As
The twins
indicated by
and
the
Duck are
vampires?
both belters, but I mean that's the barest of connections.
Yeah.
I don't know if any other people work at all for Mao, which could maybe connect them to Filigreus.
And I mean, the captain did say that she trusted her crew, but we do have to consider the fact that maybe she shouldn't be. I mean, a lot of the crew is her family, but then the guy who runs the engines is not. So.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to be pretty dedicated to whatever a cause to burn his hands like that to cover his tracks.
Oh, did he burn his hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he got messed. That's why I had to go in there and start monkeying around.
I'm assuming that Alma relayed that already, and that I didn't just like pull that out of my.
Yeah.
I'm a psychic.
Yeah, you're getting more and more suspicious every minute, Matthew.
Yeah, you're a great detective.
Yeah.
I feel like Matthew's skill is that he's doing all of this and yet does not seem suspicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, we have a bit of a mystery on our hands.
Yeah, no kidding.
We have to figure out who sabotaged the ship and if they're the same person that murdered Iris and why. Why would they do either of those things? I guess we'll have to find out next time on What the Quest.
We will.
Bring your detective hats.
We're gonna go digging through some lockers.
Yeah. So thank you for going into space with us again, but a different space than the here space.
Different space.
If you like what we're doing, don't forget you can hit up our coffee account. We would appreciate any sort of coffee to keep the lights on the website. And if you like what we're doing every month, we do have a Patreon. You get to go to patreon.com/WTQuest. There's some great rewards in there, including we're going to name an NPC after you. You get to sit in one of the next, I think the next, like, one of them, there's a one shot coming up potentially. And when that happens, you get a spot in the one shot. But there's a bunch of great stuff. We're posting our top 3s of 2020. I'm slowly trickling them out on there. So check out, what the cast thought of what was redeemable about 2020.
Yeah.
What the cast. What the quest. Anybody got anything else coming up that they want to talk about?
I mean, I've got, we're not doing laser chat tomorrow. Normally we would, but some real world stuff. There's probably going to be other things to talk about. Yeah, I mean, I paint Monday nights, and of course, Critical Hit with myself and Joanna is going to be on the 27th of January, which is going to be the day after the next Expanse episode that we're doing here. Expanse. I think that's all I got going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Critical Hit Show is all there is for me. So, yeah, come on out.
Yeah, Dungeon Punks.
And that's at twitch.tv. Sorry. That's at twitch.tv/Eric Bell. I should probably mention that.
Yeah, sorry. We should do that.
Dungeon Punks remains on hiatus at the moment, but you can listen to the whole first season anywhere you get your podcasts. And if you want a bunch of bonus episodes, you can join our Patreon. There's tons of fun stuff there and a bunch of different systems. We play a lot of, for bonus episodes, play a lot of like one-page RPGs. So if you want to listen to us all be goats trying to recreate Die Hard at a Victorian party, You can definitely.
Please, goats recreating. So, does somebody?
ghosts?
I desperately do want to hear this.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Welcome to the party, Bell.
So we play a one-page game called Goat Crashers, where you're goats trying to crash a party and party as hard as you can in specific ways.
Wow.
And we rolled randomly on their like charts to find out what our situation was, and the setting was like Victorian era, like party and at a manor somewhere in the country.
Wow.
And our goal as the goats during the party, our secret goal was to recreate Die Hard.
You want to know? You want to know the secret to that, Stu? Is make fists with your hooves.
Oh, there are some hoof fists made. Yeah, there were definitely goats repelled out of a top floor window at one point.
Oh wow!
Definitely worth it.
Yippee-ki-yay! I'm definitely gonna check that out on your Patreon. I am a supporter. I was gonna also mention that our podcast Adventure.exe is still releasing episodes. We're in between seasons, but I DM'd a series of episodes with guest star Joanna Gaskell, and we're playing as our pets, as characters in real life. Someone suggested that the mini arc was called Taylor Ramone's Fursona Adventure : Lemon Party.
Don't Google that. Don't Google that. Don't Google
What can
that.
it mean?
Yeah, none of that is
.co.uk.
Googleable at work.
Yeah.
So thank you for that suggestion. Yeah, you can check out Adventure.exe wherever you find your fast podcasts, and also shout out to our sister podcast from the same producers, Adventure.exe, Me Teach You. Learn something as two lovely, hilarious folks teach each other something and themselves something. So you can find that also where you find podcasts. The last one they did was the Kentucky Meat Shower. Whoa. So if you want to find out what the Kentucky Meat Shower was, and why people tasted it,
what?
I want to find out all of those things.
Yeah, go subscribe to Me Teach You on Spotify, iTunes, blah blah blah, etc. And I think that's all we have. We'll be back at the end of the month with more space
eggs in your pants.
Totally not a ripoff of Among Us Expanse adventure.
Though I did see those belters in the vents.
Thanks, everybody.
So,
Thanks
have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Thanks,
Make good
everyone.
choices.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Au revoir.